And if you're not ready to go home, can I get a hell no? La da dee da dee. We like to party, dancing with Molly, doing whatever we want. This is our house, this is our rules, and we can't stop, and we won't stop. Don't you know we will nobody, nothing from nobody, yeah. To all the girls with the big butt, shaking it like we at a strip club. Forget the hater, 'cause somebody loves you. Good morning. I don't know why that song's in my head. It was on my playlist before. I'm walking in my pajamas, which, by the way, let me show you. I'm wearing my new pajamas that we sell in the Life Happens, Coffee Helps pajamas. If you want to wear the ones I'm wearing today, Life Happens, Coffee Helps. If you go to coffeetalk.com and you go to pajamas, those are the ones I'm wearing. They're so comfy. And you know my favorite part, they have pockets and I love them. Anyway, aloha. So I'm just going for a quick walk. I have to get showered and take Charlie to the Freehold Mall. So if you're at the Freehold Mall, I will be there. But anyway, I wanted to tell you guys a story. So over the years, we've talked a lot about childhood traumas and the things that we experienced and the things that were done to us. And like any relationship, you take past traumas, you take it with you into your next relationship. And sometimes relationships are not always romantic. Sometimes they're friendships, sometimes they're parenting. And so when I was younger and mean things were said to me in my safe space about my weight, the way I looked, how much I talked, I was belittled a lot. I think people didn't like my light, so they tried to diminish me. I was called fat all the time. Talk too much, you never shut up, no man's ever gonna like you, blah, 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 right? Okay. So, you know, it's so funny. Look at me out here with a man who loves me and a fucking career that I make money on talking. It's ironic. Maybe Miley was onto something when she said, forget the haters, 'cause somebody loves you. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What's important, you look like an asshole. Fucking asshole. The guy was making fun of me. I didn't just call him an asshole for nothing, by the way. But I do get a lot more Jersey when I'm back in Jersey. It's funny. Anyway. One of my defenses, one of my trauma survival skills is that whenever anybody hurt me, I would come out swinging like that. It's like watching an animal in the wild. You guys just saw exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my God, that is hysterical and also sad, because that is exactly who I am, and I hate it. I wish that I could be the person who, where someone says something mean or hurts their feelings, they don't immediately have to come out swinging. The habits that I have created to protect myself or defend myself, they're not helping me. They're really not. Did I need to call that guy a fucking asshole? Probably not. Is he a fucking asshole? Yeah. In my opinion, yes. Did I need to say it out loud on a public street immediately in my pajamas? Probably not. This is my point. Is that the little girl in me, the little girl that vowed to never let anyone say anything to her ever again that would hurt her or make her cry, I will always be the woman who comes out swinging. You say shit to me, I will rip you limb from limb. Okay, well, that's not really serving me anymore at 45, but it is learned behavior. And it is a defense mechanism. You know, I'm like a dog, you know, that suffered in ways. And then, like, you know, you try to bring the dog into your house and, like, the dog snaps, you know, at people for no reason. And it's like, oh, well, he was abused, you know. Okay, well, now the dog's in a loving environment. Could he stop biting people? I don't know. Maybe not. That's me, right? So I want to talk about what happens when those behaviors seep into parenting. Because my children, unfortunately, are not immune to be on the receiving end of my learned, ridiculous, oh my God, you are so cute. You are so cute, you little puppy. That's a cute puppy. Oh my goodness. My children are not immune to be on the receiving end of my defense mechanisms. Now, I try very hard not to lash out. First of all, I try not to lash out at anybody, but you see, the guy was making fun of me and I immediately called him a name because I can't, it's like clockwork. So anyway, one day, you know, Olivia told me I was the scariest person she knew. And I was like, how could I be scary? I never put my hands on you. And she was like, you don't have to. Like, you are the most intimidating person I know. And I was like, oh my God. So let me tell you where this conversation is coming from. So, did you ever smile at somebody and you smile a little too long and the smile definitely feels like flirt, but you didn't mean to smile that long? You just did. And now you know that the person, oh, and now I looked back and now he looked back. And so now it really looks like I'm flirting, but I was looking back to see. Anyway, now I can't stop looking back. Oh, geez Louise. Let me just keep going. Anyway, Charlie came downstairs. We're going to the mall. She took a shower. She came downstairs and she said, Mom, can you email my teacher? Can you help me email my teacher? Because I need help with the number line in the project. And I said, oh, well, I know a number line. I know how to do a number line. And she's like, no, Mom, you don't. You don't. It's something different. Please, can you email my teacher? And I'm like, no, baby, listen to me. I know how to do the number line. Like, I know what it is. I can help you. I read the sheet. I read the assignment. And she kept, like, saying, no, Mom, you don't know how to do it. Please, just... And I'm not proud of it, but the little girl in me who hears, like, you're not good enough. You can't do it. Like, I was like, Charlie, I am so sick of you making assumptions that I don't know how to do 6th grade whatever. I said, you didn't even give me a chance to go over it with you. If you gave me the chance and then I didn't know it, and she just was standing on the stairs looking at me. Now, look, two things can be true at the same time. She could have needed to be put in her place. True. I could have done it in a much less intimidating, defensive way, right? So it's in that moment that you see your kid, like, you know, scared, right? And my purpose was not to scare her. My purpose was to defend myself, because that is what I am triggered to do, right? But at the same time, the way I defend myself is so aggressive. It is like, oh, you don't think I can do a fucking, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I will fucking rip you limb from limb. But like, not really, right? I would never put my hands on Charlie, but it's the way in which I feel that I have to defend myself to the world. And like, and I hate it. I hate the little girl. I hate little Jamie cannot heal herself. I hate that little Jamie is still so angry and wants to fucking fight everybody and like tear apart anyone who says anything. Like, just, I want her to heal. And by the way, my therapist is probably watching this like, oh God, we're going backward, girl. But we're not really going backward, because I recognized it in the moment. I was like, oh my God, I'm taking my learned behaviors, my defenses, and I'm applying them to an 11-year-old who, by the way, whatever, she needed to be put in her place, because don't tell me no, I'm the mother. And if I say we're going to look at it together, that's what we're going to do. But also, I don't have to say it in a way that like scares the bejesus out of you, right? So I sat her down and I was like, listen, I have to tell you something, and I really need you to hear me. And, you know, tears coming out of her eyes, because of course she was scared and she feels bad and the whole thing. And I said, first of all, I know it's easier said than done, but I really do want you to try to stop crying, because you're not in trouble. And honestly, you need to be respectful, but you didn't do anything wrong. I said, and I just want you to understand that there is part of mommy who is damaged by the hurtful things that have been said to her over her life. It is not your fault. None of this is on you, but hurtful things have been said to me, and my way of protecting myself is to get very angry. And so when you belittle me or you don't give me a chance, it's not 45-year-old mommy that is receiving that rejection. It is, 11-year-old Jamie who is being shamed and shunned and put down and belittled, who vows not to let anybody hurt her ever again. You're not talking to 45-year-old mommy. Can you understand that? And she was like, I think so. I said, so my reaction was not 45-year-old mommy looking at 11-year-old Charlie like, oh, you just would prefer to email your teacher? I still don't want you to dismiss me, but I understand, like, whatever. I said, it was 11-year-old Jamie looking at 11-year-old Charlie like, you will not make me feel small. You will not belittle me. And that's not your fault, Charlie. You don't, this is a mommy thing. And she seemed to get it, and I apologized to her. And I said, how can we do better next time? How can we do better? And she was like, well, when you tell me you want to show me something, I can let you show it to me first before saying no or whatever. And I said, that would be wonderful. If you could find the grace to give me the benefit of the doubt and say, maybe my mom really does know this, I would love that. I said, and I can do better by, if you forget to extend that grace to me, if you forget and you say no, I can say, remember the conversation we had, baby, where we're going to try to work these things out together? Like, I can try to remind you of this conversation and not, yell at you or scare you or whatever. So we pinky promised, because I'm a big pinky promiser. So we pinky promised, we talked it out. And then I gave her breakfast, and she's eating a bagel and some grapes and a Fruity Pebble Rice Krispie treat. Don't judge me. And, you know, that's it. So then I told her I was going to go for a walk around the block and clear my head a little bit, which is always good. I told her I wanted to do coffee talk, and she understands, and she was like, okay. So she's watching the Norris Nuts on her iPad, eating her breakfast, and we're going to spend the day together, and we're going to have an amazing day. And, you know, I share this with you because if it can even help one other person, like even one, if one other person could be like, whoa, I think I do that. I think I bring my defenses and my trauma response into my parenting, and that's not fair because my kids don't get where that's coming from, then hooray for us. Because look, you know, 11, 12-year-old Jamie is so sad that the world didn't protect her. And look, I'm not like, oh, woe's me, I was bullied and people were mean to me. I mean, I have to be honest because I know it hurts the people that love me, but it was the people who were supposed to protect me that hurt me. And that is what I can't get over. It's not so much what was said. Truly. Like, was I fat? Yeah. You call me fat? I was fat. Ugly? I mean, I don't know. I guess that's was I ugly? Maybe. I don't know. I had really short perm hair and I was so fat. You know, it was the 80s. I don't know. Weren't we all ugly in the 80s? But it wasn't, it was that I felt that there was no safe place in the world. I went out in the world and I was belittled and shamed and made fun of, and I came home and it was the same thing. So I think I took my father's death so hard because he was the only one I felt that really loved me. I don't believe it now. I know I was loved by everybody because I understand love better now. And just because people say hurtful things doesn't mean they don't love you. Although that sounds like some fucking abuser bullshit, but whatever. But I took his death so hard because he never said a cruel thing to me ever. He was the safest space in the world for me. So how could God take him and leave me with no safe space anywhere? Anyway, this is way more than you guys, like, this is definitely therapy shit. And I'm only saying that I'm working really hard to break the cycle. I don't want to say mean things to my kids. I hate that I get out of character. I hate that I am this like broken little girl who still needs to defend myself. You say something hurtful to me and I have to attack you. I hate it and I don't want it, and I'm working on it every day. And I need to be able to take criticism, and I need to be able to like let my children also be kids in a way. They shouldn't be disrespectful and they shouldn't dismiss me. And I'm not saying they should, but they also shouldn't be like terrified, you know, like if they do. I don't want to scare them like that, you know, that's not good. And it's weird because I have found a way to not do that with Michael. It's like, well, sometimes I do, but I'm much better with him than I am with anybody in the world. So I know I can do it. I just have to be better, and I want to be better. So anyway, that's my story for this morning. As always, I appreciate you listening. We are all, that's right, Heather, we are all just imperfect people trying to find our way home, do a little bit better than we did yesterday. Charlie and I are gonna, tonight at 7:30, Charlie and I are gonna pack up orders for Coffee Talk. There's only 10 of the summer scent candles left, the light roast. So thank you to everybody who's bought a candle. We're gonna pack them up and put little notes, and everybody's ordering food stuff and face oil and cleanser and just all the things that I love. The vinegar we can't keep in stock. You guys are amazing. So thank you, and just know that your orders will be packed tonight with love from Charlie and I. And I love you, so much, and I appreciate you listening and being here with me. And I hope that you guys have a beautiful Labor Day, a beautiful Sunday. I love you. Have a great, great day.